This one goes out to all the people who have to deal with siblings. You don't know frustration if you've never had to fight over the bathroom with your sibling. And what makes it worse is, say y'all fighting over who gets to take the first shower. Whoever ends up taking it is gonna be mad spiteful towards you. They're gonna be in the shower like 45 minutes just to make sure you ain't got no hot water. And food? Oh, don't even get me started. I might be biased because I'm the youngest sibling, but why is it that the older siblings eat everything in the house? Yo, sometimes I don't even get 2 bowls of cereal out of the whole box. It happens with cereal and ice cream too. Have a bowl this small and it be piled all the way up here like it's a mountain. You ever see your sibling just walking around chilling, just lounging, and you start to notice like, hey, I know you ain't got my socks on. And they just be sitting there like, oh my bad, it was in my pile. You knew they was my socks. Thank you for your time. The difference between best friends and regular friends. If you fall as your friend, I will help you up and then I might, giggle or something. But as your best friend, if you fall, I am going to be crying laughing. And once I finish laughing, then I'll help you get up. Friends ask you to come over. Best friends just, hey yo, I know you in there. Best friends can get away with a lot more than regular friends can. For instance, if I'm eating something and I'm about to finish it and it's like the last bite and my best friend goes, and it falls out my hand, I'm gonna laugh. But now if my friend does that, I might just kill you. With friends, you have to keep in contact with them. You have to talk to them pretty consistently to keep the friendship going. With your best friend, y'all can go like 3 months with no conversation and then start talking again, and it's like you never stop talking. And lastly, the way I work, I'm more mean to my best friend than anyone else because my meanness is how I show my love. So when I call my best friend and say, hey yo, what up, stupid? He knows to respond, hey yo, what up, dummy? Because that's just how we talk. Thank you for your time. Things parents do that piss me off. When you ask your parents, hey, can we go to McDonald's? And they say, you got McDonald's money? Every problem in the world stems from my phone. I can be looking for something as simple as a sock. And I tell my mom, hey, I can't find my sock. And she'd be like, yeah, that's because you're always on that damn phone. I can come home on some nights at like 1 o'clock in the morning and hear absolutely nothing. But one night, come home at 10:45 and they're like, where have you been? You are never right in any situation. For instance, you can go to your mom and say, hey, but mom, 2 + 2 is 4. And she says, no. On the syllabus, it says 2 + 2 is 3. So today, 2 + 2 is gonna be 3. You ever go somewhere like church and church ends at 12, so you expect to leave at 12, but somehow your parents get caught up in 87 different conversations and it's 2:45 p.m. and you're sitting on the steps eating candy waiting for them. Lastly, why is it that every time I ask to go out, they need to know who, what, when, where, why, and just let me go out. Thank you for your time. Let me just start this video off by saying dreams piss me off. First of all, why is it that all of the bad dreams last 8 hours and all of the good ones get interrupted? Because I can be having my worst nightmare and I have to go through that torture for 8 hours straight. And as soon as you have a good dream, that's when somebody has to wake you up. I don't know about y'all, but I cannot recall one time ever being woken up while I was having a bad dream. And it can never even be like an average dream. No, it has to be the dream where you are with your soulmate, doing things you like to do, and then your parents come in the room in the morning and say, hey, it's time for school. And it sucks because you go through that moment of, maybe if I go back to sleep, I could dream about it again. And you know it ain't gonna happen. And another thing, why are my dreams better than my life right now? And it's like torture, because how can you put me in a set of circumstances that is so perfect, and then you wake me up to deal with this again? And I hate how believable they are, because I can fall asleep in class for 4 seconds and somehow believe I'm falling to my death from a skyscraper. And then you wake up startled as hell thinking you were really going to die, and everybody's just looking at you like you stupid. Thank you for your time. Girls, I have a question, or several questions for that matter. Why is it that you sometimes hit guys up and say, hey, I think you're cute, and then when we respond, you somehow fall off the face of the planet and never respond again? Or like sometimes you guys do that thing where you get super touchy-feely with a guy, like a guy friend, you give him hugs all the time, you hold his hand, but then whenever something about a relationship comes up, you're like, oh, but we're just friends. Why is it that you can have such deep and intense feelings for a guy, right? But you can't ever approach him and just say, hey, I have feelings for you. Why is it always up to me to have to approach you and tell you how I feel, even though you feel the same way that I feel? Another question, do y'all just start flirting with guys sometimes because you're bored? Like, you just be bored and you got nothing else to do, so you just like, yeah, and I'm gonna just play with Xavier's feelings today. And lastly, the most important one, why do you like touching my ass? I do not like that, okay? To be completely honest, it makes me feel less masculine, okay? Thank you for your time. I'm about to drop some facts. Netflix is not Netflix without subtitles. Math in elementary school used to actually be fun, and then as soon as I got to middle school and high school, it just became my worst and most hated subject. Ice cream is better than cake because the frosting is just, ugh. No disrespect, but the new SpongeBob, Looney Tunes, and Tom and Jerry episodes have absolutely nothing on the original episode. I use my AirPods a lot, but if you ever see me with my Beats on, just know that I am in my feelings because the AirPods didn't have enough bass to hit the notes that I needed the music to hit. My athletes know about this one. Selling chocolate for your sports team used to be the worst thing ever. You'd just be walking up to people like, "Hey, Miss Henry, would you like to buy a bar of chocolate?" Looking like SpongeBob. When it comes to superheroes, I've always liked Batman the most because he could whoop everybody with no superpower. Lastly, if you sleep with socks on, you're just disgusting. Thank you for your time. I'm about to spread some facts. First of all, let me get this straight. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best cereal, period. If you wonder why your breath stink, it's probably because you don't floss. Avocados taste like grass dirt sauce. Caramel is pronounced caramel and not caramel. And pecan is pronounced pecan and not pecan. If you don't run up the steps after you turn the downstairs light off, you're a maniac. And I'm not scared of the dark. I'm scared of what's in the dark. Apple juice is better than orange juice. Spiders are the scariest thing on the planet. PS4 is better than Xbox One. Summer's better than winter, but fall is the best season. Androids may have better technology than iPhones, but I guarantee you when the next iPhone comes out, I'll be first in line. Anime is not a cartoon, it is a spiritual experience. And lastly, soda is soda and not pop, and lollipops are lollipops, not dum-dums. Thank you for your time. These are some things that frustrate me. You ever walk into a room knowing exactly why you're walking to the room, and as soon as you step foot into the room, you completely forget everything. And it's like you'll stand there for like a good 2 minutes trying to remember, like, why did I come into the room? And it's like you won't remember it until you leave and go back to what you were doing before, and now you're inconvenienced because you gotta go all the way back just because you forgot. Another thing, you ever look for something like really, really hard and you just can't seem to find it? So you're like, "Hey Mom, I can't find my jeans, do you know where they are?" And she's like, "No, I don't know where they are." And you're like, "Okay, but I need them." And she's like, "Yo, if I come up there and I find them jeans after you said you've been looking for them all this time, I'm gonna be mad at you." I'm like, there's no way she could find the jeans. I've been looking everywhere. And it's like she'll come upstairs and within 2 minutes, she's found my blue jeans, she found the shorts that I lost 3 weeks ago, she found a towel I was looking for earlier, and she looking at me like I didn't just look everywhere for them. And I'm like, I don't even know did you pull it out your ass or something? Thank you for your time. Things I did and used to want to do as a kid. Was I the only one in elementary school who used to want to either break their leg or their arm? And I don't mean go through the pain of it, I just mean I wanted to have a cast so that everybody could sign it, and I thought the crutches were pretty cool. And I also used to want glasses and braces, and I don't know why, I just wanted it. I don't know if you're gonna know what I'm talking about here, but do y'all know that thing that used to hang out from the wall that was like bendy, and you used to play with it all the time? And for some reason, that kept me entertained for hours. Another thing I used to hate was when you would get that one gift that you know you didn't want, but you had to accept it with gratitude, and it would be like socks or underwear or something. Like, where are all the video games that I asked for at? And man, I don't know about y'all, but when I was a kid, I used to be deathly afraid of showers. And it's not getting clean, it's just the little sounds that you would hear while you're in the shower and you got the shower curtain closed so you can't see. And it's like you hear a sound and you're just like, well, I guess it's my time to die today. Thank you for your time. I'm just gonna start this video off right now. If I'm asleep, do not wake me up. I don't care if the house is burning. I don't care if there is a burglar in the house right now stealing. Let me get my sleep. The only circumstances that I can be woken up on are for you to tell me that my food is ready, because I like to eat. Another thing, my bedtime is not a bedtime, because sometimes I go to sleep at 11, and sometimes I go to sleep at 4. Mind your business. Also, do not ask me why I set 3 alarms every morning, because one of them is to prepare me to get up for the other alarms, and the other alarms are set to annoy me until I'm finally like, you know what? Fine, I will get out of the bed and be productive today. Lastly, sleep is not meant to be a beautiful thing. Now, yes, it feels beautiful, but I do not look beautiful when I'm asleep. So I don't expect to wake up and you like, oh, you asleep like... No, I don't want to hear none of that, okay? Just let me wake up in peace. Thank you for your time. Alright, I got some more facts for y'all. I will never be too old to watch SpongeBob. If you never played that game as a kid where you had to jump onto things because you thought the floor was lava, you have not lived your life. Y'all ever been in class and had one of those dreams, you know, you got your head down and then you start falling in your dream, and as soon as you wake up, you be like, oh, shit. Then the teacher be like, you straight? You be like, yeah, I'm good, I'm good. If you have not spent at least a couple months binge watching either Family Guy, The Office, or Friends, I don't know if we can actually be friends. If we're in a relationship and you play with my hair, I'm getting a ring. I like the hot more than the cold because it's much better for me to be sweating than freezing my ass off. If you see me walking with my headphones in, do not talk to me. Give me a minute. I am in thug mode, okay? I am whipping and flipping bricks in my head, okay? And you talking to me is no. Lastly, if you live in the South where you know it can tend to get very hot and humid, please put on deodorant. Please. Thank you for your time. Let me spit some more facts real quick. Y'all ever be laying in bed and you just for some reason put your arm or your leg up and you don't know why you do it? It's just I want to do it for some reason. Another thing, y'all remember when your parents would ask you to go somewhere you know you ain't want to go? So whether it's like church or like the gym, and you know you be getting ready mad slow. You be taking like 10 minutes to put your left shoe on. Another thing, do y'all ever procrastinate from doing something productive so hard that you'll do other productive things just to not do that one? Like for instance, I'll have to do my homework and I'll not want to do it so bad that I'll just decide to clean my room. When I'm bored, I can find nothing to do, but when I have work to do, oh, there are thousands of things I could be doing right now. And I don't know about y'all, but the number one thing that made my room look like it was always dirty was the fact that I had 30 water bottles just sitting everywhere. And it's imperative that I have water in my room because I'll wake up in the middle of the night sometimes with the driest throat ever. And taking that sip of water rejuvenates me. Thank you for your time. The reason men and women will never understand each other. Men are a straight line. We are simple. Women are a twirl around, up, down, left, right. They are intricate as hell. For instance, if a man says I'm fine, that means I'm fine. If a woman says I'm fine, oh my gosh, I'm sorry for you. With women, there's always something underlying to what they say. So I'm fine never actually means I'm fine. You have to do a mathematical equation to figure out what's wrong with them. Let me give you another example. For instance, if a girl wants to approach a guy that already likes her, she doesn't even have to say anything crazy. She can literally walk up to him and say, me like you, and he will say, me like you too. Whenever a guy is approaching a girl, he has to come up with the best pickup line. He has to come up with something that will bedazzle her. Because anything that falls under spectacular, it's not going to work out. So in conclusion, men are too simple and women are too intricate. Thank you for your time. Things parents don't understand. Number one, okay, if I'm playing the game online, I cannot pause the game because there's other people playing live with me. So how am I going to pause the game if they're playing too? Number two, you ever think, you know what? I'm going to be a responsible child and I'm going to do the dishes. And on your way to do the dishes, your mom says, hey, yo, make sure you do them dishes. See, now I don't want to do them anymore because when I do it by myself, I'm thinking, you know what? This could be calming for me. But when you ask me to do it, now I'm required to do it. It's like reading, okay? For all of you that don't know, reading is just as addicting as Netflix is. But the thing is, I don't want to read when the teacher or my parents are telling me to do it. Because now it's not fun anymore. Lastly, I cannot stand when I'm in the bathroom and I've only been in there for like 3 minutes and somebody's, what you in there doing? Like, what do you think I'm doing in the bathroom? You making a sandwich? Thank you for your time.